Hey guys, 7 here, and welcome to today's episode of Learning with Looch. Today we're going to be talking about centering. So centering, if you guys aren't familiar with it, is essentially your crosshair placement. So your, I see a lot of people also calling it this, very simple term, your aimer. Wherever you're placing it around the map, centering is essentially you want to be placing your aimer where you think people are going to be. You want to have your crosshairs in position where you think the enemies are going to be, so that you're ready to shoot at them, and that you have to do as little actual aiming as possible. You know what I mean? Like, if you already have your crosshairs in good position, then you're not really going to have to adjust much in a lot of situations. You're just going to have the shot lined up, ready to go. And centering is something that is important in every shooter. Of course, this series is focused on Modern Warfare, and I wanted to bring it up this early with Modern Warfare because I think this is potentially the most important centering has been in any COD. There could be some debate there. It is important in every game. It is important in every COD, but I think there are a lot of reasons as to why this may be the most important COD as far as centering goes. And to explain that to you guys real quick, I want to use an example of the most recent COD game besides this game, Black Ops 4, and sort of compare things here, compare a few things, and explain my reasons for why I think centering is so important in this game. So with Black Ops 4, you have a longer time to kill, or at least than what we're used to. It's not a very long time to kill as far as FPS games in general go, but as far as Call of Duty games go, Black Ops 4 had a longer time to kill. Now, I think that in theory that makes centering a little bit less important, because yes, it is still important to have those first shots lined up and to have them ready on target, and it's definitely going to help you out a lot. But in a game like Black Ops 4, where the time to kill is a lot longer, and you can use movement to your advantage a little bit more, and you can use like better sustained accuracy to your advantage a little bit more, centering becomes less and less important, unless you're at the very highest level where everybody's so competitive and so close to where that centering, that little bit of an advantage there could be the difference. You know what I mean? Except for those scenarios, it makes it a little less important in general. Now when it comes to Modern Warfare, pretty big difference there. This game, you get melted, and you melt people. The time to death and time to kill is insanely fast in this game. People are getting shredded all over the place. Way different than Black Ops 4 here. I mean, look at how fast some of these kills that I'm getting with the MP5 here. Look at how fast some of these kills are, especially the ones where I mix headshots in. People are just dropping instantly in this game. And that is the first, and I would say the most important reason why centering is so big in Modern Warfare is because the time to kill is so fast that if your shot is properly centered and just lined up correctly, a lot of the time you're just gonna kill people. You're just gonna kill people before they even react in this game if you have good centering. Whereas with Black Ops 4, you may get those first few shots on target, but then they have a chance of making a different play, of making something happen. This game, that's not the case. If you have good centering, like I said, you're killing people before they even have a chance to do anything. That is just how it goes in this game. The other reason, and I kind of mentioned it earlier, the headshot multiplier. The headshot multiplier, something a bit new here in Modern Warfare. There's been headshot multipliers in other CODs, but not to this extent. This game has the fattest headshot multiplier of any COD that I've ever played. Basically, every gun has built-in high caliber in this game. So if you have really good centering, and you have really good centering on the head, you're going to be melting people even faster than you already are, and you already melt people pretty freaking quick. But if you have really good centering, it's going to make those headshots a lot easier. It's going to make those headshots come more natural, and it's going to be very hard for the competition to compete. So those are the two main reasons why I think centering is potentially more important in this COD than any other COD ever released. That headshot multiplier is crazy, and centering makes getting those headshots a lot easier. And also just the time to kill in general is so fast that a lot of the times in this game, like in other CODs, you'll have a little bit of a chance to react. In this game, that is not the case most of the time. You're just dead. There's nothing you can do. So ways you can work on centering. I would say that now that I've explained what it is and why it's important in this game, ways that you can work on it. Running around with bots, I think, is a good way, or playing Ground War. I wouldn't really recommend doing anything else. Ground War, I think, is good because in Ground War you have a variety of different scenarios, and you have these complex maps where centering is very important because there's so many ways that people could be, but at the same time you can kind of like narrow it down. Like you see here on Karst River Quarry, I'm centered on my targets before I even see them a lot of the time because I've gotten used to these maps and I know a lot of the like popular spots. And but there's still enough complexity to this map to where, you know, people could be in different areas. Like basically what I'm trying to say is I wouldn't practice centering on something like Shipment. And the reason why, or like, yeah, Shipment. The reason why is it's just like too small. It's just like too small and too chaotic to the point where, like, what are you practicing? You know what I mean? Your shot is just kind of always going to be centered on Shipment unless you're really bad, unless you really have some work to do, because there's just not a lot to that map. I would recommend playing something a little more complex, or you could warm up with bots, but again, I just wouldn't recommend doing it on something like ridiculously small. Maybe if you're just trying to get your hands warm, do that. Do like a bot warm up or a warm up on Shipment or something like that. But in terms of like actually trying to get better at centering and trying to consciously like focus on it, nah, man, I don't really think that I don't really think it's a good idea. So yeah, ground war or bot match, and also just analyze your gameplay. The biggest thing you can do to improve your centering, it really improve, that was close by the way, really improve any of your aspects of your gameplay is to just pay attention to your gameplay. You know, think about it. Think about what you're doing while you're doing it, and think about things after the fact as well. Like after you die, be like, oh, okay, like what happened there? After you get a really good streak, be like, all right, how to get that really good streak, stuff like that. So, you know, pay attention. I think that's the biggest thing you can take away from this episode. Now that you know about centering, pay attention to it. Try to see where you're at. You know, is your centering really good? Is it not very good? Is it somewhere in the middle, like kind of inconsistent? Figure out where you're at as far as centering goes, and then you can start working on it. You know what I mean? Like the first step of addressing anything is recognizing that there is a problem. If you don't know that your centering is very bad, then how are you supposed to improve upon it? So pay attention to that. And look at this. So I actually took this gameplay. I was just recording Xbox clips. I was like, oh, I'll go play a game of Ground War 2 and just record some Xbox clips, record it on my PC later, and I'll use it for the gameplay. And then I end up getting a fucking nuke. So this gameplay, I was focusing really hard, which I don't normally go. I'd say I normally go like 70% or somewhere like that when I play Ground War. I was going 100% this game, trying to get like the best showcase of centering that I possibly could, and I ended up dropping a freaking nuke doing so. So if that doesn't show that this is something that could improve your gameplay and that you should focus on it, I don't know what will. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the nuke, and you know, let me know if you took anything away from it, and I'll see you next time.